This is the 6th and final video in a series of 6 videos that I'm doing on my haul from the Coach Fall 2025 drop. Why have I done 6 videos instead of just 1? Well, the bags dropped at different times and they also arrived at different times. One of them in this video just arrived yesterday. But more importantly, I'm doing 6 videos so I can show you each of the items in detail to help you make a decision about whether you might want that item or not. Today I have 2 handbags to show you. The first is one I have wanted since it was released earlier this year, but it was released in very limited colors and I wasn't interested in any of them. But they just released it in a brand new color that I haven't seen yet and haven't been able to see in stores. Whether it will work for me, I don't know yet. We'll have to see. I've seen some people posting photos of other bags in this color on social media, and the color is not quite what I was expecting based on those photos, but we'll see. And the second bag is one that was just dropped a few days ago, a couple of weeks after the initial fall drop. And it is really beautiful and unique. And neither of these bags, as far as I've seen so far, have been offered from Coach. They've been at other retailers. Each of these bags I've only found at one place. They're 2 different places. So I'm going to open these up. We'll look at all the details, do mod shots, what fits, a couple of comparisons. And at the end of the video, I will give you my verdict and let you know whether these bags are staying with me or going back. Either way, I'll let you know if I think they are worth the money. And these 2 are 2 of the most expensive bags of everything I've shown you so far. Plus, since this is the very last video in the series, I will show you all of the items that I have decided to keep from my 6 haul videos. So stay tuned. And welcome, I'm Autumn Beckman and I'm here to help you live your most luxurious life within your budget. I post new videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so please make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of those and so you don't miss my daily community posts where I share the best sales of the day and fabulous handbags that I find. Also, don't miss my website, autumnbeckman.com/shop. That's where I have handbags and accessories for sale, as well as the My Handbag Collection Organizer. These are planner pages that I've designed to help you organize and curate your handbags and your life. The heart of which are the item tracker pages. This is where you can record all the information you'd want to know about your handbags and small goods. I also have wish list trackers, purchase trackers, shipment trackers, lots of trackers, and pages that help you keep track of how and how often you use your items in various ways. Plus calendar pages in a variety of formats so you can find what works best for you, and so much more. The first bag, the retailer shipped in a poly mailer instead of in a box. This should absolutely be in a box, so I'm very disappointed in this retailer. They don't usually do this with nice handbags, but let's get into it. And by the way, this bag, the other bag, anything else I might show you in this video will be linked in the description box below the video. Everything else from the Coach Fall 25 collection will be listed in a pinned comment in the comment section. It'll be right at the top of the comments. I've been keeping a list of everything that has dropped and all the different places that you can get everything in each colorway, hoping that will help you guys. So that's where that's pinned. It's not in the description box because it's way too long, but it is in the pinned comment. All right, let's get into this. In this bag, we have another bag inside of another bag. What did I get this time? Well, I got the Juliet 38, don't fall, in the color Black Currant, which is a brand new color from Coach for Fall 25. I'm gonna unwrap what I can of this bag until I decide whether to keep it or not, and we'll take a look. All right, I have it completely unstuffed. There's not a whole lot to look at on this bag because it's a pretty simple design, but here is the front. We have this little gold C in metal down in the corner, so it's a nice subtle branding. When we turn it to the side, there's a strip of leather running down the side. That's a nice detail. And then the panels of leather on the front and back are folded along the bottom there. Then when we look at the back of the bag, there are no exterior pockets on this bag at all. We have the other side with a strip of leather, and on the base we have another strip of leather that does have a little bit of structure in it. You can squeeze it a little bit. It's not super stiff, but it does have a little bit of something in there so it's not completely saggy on the bottom. We also have the stamp that says genuine glove tanned leather. Here's the hang tag in the same leather and color, stamped Coach on one side. It says Coach New York. Moving the styrofoam out of the way a little bit, there's a D-ring there with this little leather tab holding it in place. And then we have the shoulder strap. There's no crossbody strap with this, just the shoulder, and it is completely detachable. And that's attached by just folding the leather over and sewing it on and adding this little strap keeper detail. And it has a snap hook to connect to the D-ring. And it's exactly the same on the other side. I know you can't see it right now. The tag says it's the glove tan Juliet in the 38 centimeter, made in Indonesia, and the retail price in USD is $495. And that's another reason I hadn't purchased this bag until now, besides not being crazy about the colors it was first released in. I feel like $500 for this bag is a bit much considering how simple the design and construction are. When it was originally released, they did it in black, chalk, and honey, and then they have at least 2 versions in jacquard, and I just didn't want any of those. The honey was the one that was tempting to me, but I was hoping they'd eventually release it in another color, and they have. Now the black currant is interesting. I thought that it would be a little more purple, and I feel like it's coming across on the screen pretty accurately. I do want to do some color comparisons, but before we do that, let's take a look at the interior. The interior of this bag is really nice. It's done in that textile that they put inside the Rogue bags. So much better than the micro suede that they do. You can see it's just one gigantic open compartment. There are no pockets on the front of the bag, but on the back side you can see there's one big slip pocket that does have a snap, and it has the Coach Creed. I can tell you right away, I love this bag. I would love to have one. Is this the right one for me in this color though? That is what I'm still trying to decide. Let's do a couple of color comparisons. So we have black currant and I have Merlot. These are so similar, and that's one of the reasons that I'm having a little trouble deciding, because these are both giant bags and the color is so similar, and this is a color that I don't wear that often. Let me bring these a little bit closer. Here we have black currant, here we have the Merlot, which is burnished, and I'm just gonna turn it a little bit so you can see it in the light a little better. They're almost identical. They're just so close. The black currant has a slight hint of purple, but really I thought it was going to be more purple than that. I was hoping that it would be more purple than that. Something I am really loving about this is that it slips over my shoulder so easily. It's really comfortable. It's pretty slender. And I've said many times before that I don't wear a shoulder bag like the Brooklyn because that just falls right off my shoulder. This will not fall right off my shoulder, and the reason for that, the big difference in the design between this and the Brooklyn, is that the strap is detachable. And that means the strap can bend like this, whereas the Brooklyn, it's 2 pieces of leather, but it's pretty solid. There's no joint that can move. So when you have that on your shoulder, the bag just goes in a straight line, whereas this can bend and move with your body. And that for me makes all the difference. So that would be such a great shoulder bag. I am really loving it. But the color, okay, let's see what fits in it. If they had done this in an olive or a nice brown, honey is a little too yellow for me. By the way, in case you're not familiar with honey, this is honey. It's a pretty yellow brown. Pretty much everything is going to fit in this gigantic bag, but I've heard and seen that computers fit, like a laptop, but I just upgraded. I had a 13-inch MacBook Air, and I recently upgraded to a 14-inch MacBook Pro. So let's make sure this fits. And oh gosh, it does so easily. You could probably get a 15-inch in here, maybe even a 17 if you did it diagonally. I'll bring this closer so you can see. So there it is, and there's still space over on this side and tons of space for other things. Well, that is a big selling point for me too. I was hoping seeing this in the light, the bright light, would make the color brighter than what I was seeing in some other people's photos. I may need to go look at this in the sun. It's just so dark and not as purple as I wanted. Let me get to the other bag and we'll see what that's like. Okay, the second bag is in here, much smaller. And it arrived packed very nicely in a box, as it should be. little bags in here. And I got the brand new Tabby, can't see it very well, please hold, that's better. The Tabby Quilted Satchel. I'll bring it closer. It is tiny. So here we are. It looks like the Quilted Tabby, except it has this top handle that looks like a rogue top handle. This is in the color Maple. It's the only color I've seen this in so far, but I would imagine that Coach will release more colors at some point. So the front of the bag, again, looks just like a Quilted Tabby, but a little more square. You have the flap with the quilting, the C logo, the little tab here with the magnetic snap, and this handle that will fold back or forward, but doesn't easily fall all the way down. It's a little stiff. So there's the front. Here is the side. So it's pulled in a little bit on the center of the top there, which I think makes it look a bit more feminine. And then the back of the bag, you have a tiny little pocket that could fit a card. Definitely not a phone. There are also these two holes. What is that for besides looking like a smiley face on the back of the bag? We'll look at that in a minute. And then the other side of the bag, we have the hang tag in the maple, which says Coach on one side. Back to the front, here's the bottom. This bag does have quite a bit of structure. It says genuine full grain leather on the bottom. And then on the top, we see it looks like that. And I am not sure what we're going to find inside. I don't know what the interior layout is like, so let's check that out. We have leather up here. That's really nice. The quilting continues there. And then the interior, oh good, we have one big open compartment, so no dividers to get in the way. And this bag is completely leather lined. That's nice. On the back, we just have the creed, no pocket. And then on the front wall, there is a little card pocket, as you can see there. Now, these holes here, those are because the bag comes with this chain, which is really beautiful. It's very Chanel-esque. We have the brass chain with maple colored leather woven through it. And the ends of the chain have this little T-bar toggle. So that fits inside just like that. I can't do the other side because it's attached. And the outside looks like this. So in terms of wearing this bag in mod shots, of course you can top handle it with or without this chain hanging from it. The handle drop here is pretty small, but I can get my hand through it, so it could sit on your wrist in a pinch or further up your arm if it will fit. Of course, you can also wear it by the chain. Now this is not long enough to be a crossbody for most people, but it does fit nicely over the shoulder, and for me it sits right at my hip. So that's a really nice length. And in terms of what fits, a pochette accessoire from Louis Vuitton will not fit. That is far too big. A full-size wallet also is not going to fit, but a compact one would. A mini pochette will fit. Let me show you. In fact, it's a perfect fit. You could fit two of those in there. If you want a little organization, that would be a great idea. A corner zip wristlet from Coach Outlet, that's also gonna fit. I'll show you that too. There it is. The wristlet strap gets in the way a little bit, but it fits, and you could fit, I don't know, maybe 3 of those in there. So that's another way to get organization in this bag for a heck of a lot cheaper than Louis Vuitton pouches. And an iPad mini definitely will not fit. Now my verdict on these 2 bags, then I'll show you everything I kept from all 6 of these hauls. Let's start with the Juliet 38. I don't know yet, sorry. I'm gonna need to hold on to this for a few days, look at it, keep putting it on my shoulder, take it in the sun, and figure it out. I want a Juliet 38. Again, this is just about the color. I don't know if this is the right color. But will they release another color that I do want? Seems like they would have done that by now, so I'm skeptical. But do I keep a color that I'm not necessarily in love with and may not carry that often? Remains to be seen. Do I think it's worth the price of $500? No, not really. I think that's way overpriced. I think it should be more like $300. But if you want a shoulder bag that holds your laptop and that's slender and is really nice looking and well made, this is a great option. And the Quilted Tabby satchel, am I keeping it? No. Is it worth the price of, I didn't even tell you, $450 US? Yes. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous, well-made little bag with so many beautiful details. I'm just finding now that I have it in person that it's probably a little too fancy for the lifestyle that I have up here in Oregon. So I feel like as much as I love it, and as pretty as it would look on my shelves, I don't think it's one that I would reach for very often. I have other bags, one of which I'll show you in a second, that when I'm going for a small, pretty, sort of tailored looking bag, I would choose over this one. but absolutely worth the price. And if this is something that interests you, totally worth it, go for it. And of course, both of these bags will be linked in the description box below. Now to show you everything I kept from my Coach Fall 2025 drop haul. I kept the Tabby 20 in the spectacular Spazzolato leather in the color olive, and I've already worn this out twice. I also kept the twin Turnlock 20, which is also in the color olive, and I sent back the toffee because of the bag I'll show you next, and I sent back the ochre bag with the graffiti, and I also sent back the large twin Turnlock in the loved leather. As much as I loved that bag, that's one that I kept for a few days because I couldn't decide about it, and I had mentioned that if I was to return it, I would get the size 20 in the loved leather because I need something in the loved leather. Well, I still need something in the loved leather because I carried that olive 20 the other day, and I found that it's a really awkward bag to carry. I'm still gonna hold on to it, but honestly, I don't feel like I'm gonna reach for that bag very much. It has to do with the strap length, carrying it on my arm, and just the way the bag sits, but also the zipper, because it's very similar to a bowler bag where you have to pull the bag open in order to get into it. It's just a little bit of a pain. So because of that, I don't want to get the smaller size in the loved leather. And the reason I sent the larger one back is the strap length. That was the only problem. I loved that bag so much. I really, really wanted to keep it, but the strap length bothered me. Every time I put it on, it just wasn't comfortable. And I know from all my years with handbags and all the handbags I've had that I would not end up carrying it. It would just sit around and look beautiful and not get used. Also, I had recently picked up this bag. This is an affordable alternative to the Hermes Victoria bag, and as you can see, it's a very similar shape overall than the loved leather, and the straps are about the same length. However, the top of the bag is more narrow, so when I have it over my arm, it sits there pretty comfortably, and I can still have my arm down without my arm being out like this, which I really didn't like about the larger twin Turnlock. I'll put a link to this in the description box below in case you're interested. It's pretty nice. Let me give you a quick spin up close. So here's the front and the sides. The zipper goes down a little bit. The back, no exterior pockets. It does have some feet on the bottom. And then the zipper situation is interesting because there are two zippers. Get those open. But there's also this little thing which flips up, and you can put the opening of the zippers over that and then flip it back down and sort of lock it. It comes with a lock, by the way, but the lock would not fit through the little hole that the lock is supposed to fit through. The interior is lined in this textile, two pockets there, and then on the other side you have a zipper, just one big open space. So if you'd like something kind of similar to the twin Turnlock, but a little more of a timeless design, and by the way, this came in lots of different colors, and silver hardware too, a lot of people are looking for that. This could be a good option for you. So again, linked below. I also returned the two compass bags, as you guys know, and I kept this beautiful little Empire 21 in the color toffee, which is why I returned the twin Turnlock in the color toffee, but I haven't worn it out yet, so I still have the tags on. But it's just the cutest little bag. I love the interior. It's a lot easier to use just functionally than the twin Turnlock is, because that opening for me is so easy. And the toffee is such a great color. If this is still available, and I think it is, I will link it below. It also comes in black and maple. Those are all the bags that I kept, but I also got some other items. I did return that green scarf just because it was too big. If it had been a smaller twilly size, totally would have kept that. And I returned the Coach necklace, but I still keep thinking about that necklace, and it's possible. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it's a possibility that I would buy that again. I don't know. I'm still so on the fence about it. And you may have noticed a little somebody right here. I did decide to keep the plush Rexy bag charm. I sent the dog back, however, poor little doggy. And of course, I kept the precious little bunny rabbit bag charm as well. I also kept the carrot, which is not from Coach. I'll have it linked below. And the corn, also not from Coach, also linked below. And I kept the white dice charm from Coachtopia and the corner zipped wristlet from the Coach outlet. This, I checked the other day, is no longer available, but it might still be in your local Coach outlet if you have one. And I saw a couple other items with these rivets, so I'll link those below at least. And that's everything. Let me know what you ended up keeping from the fall 2025 drop got from Coach and how you're enjoying everything. Remember, everything I'm showing you that is available will be linked in the description box below or in the pinned comment. So check that out, and while you're down there, please check out my website, autumnbeckman.com/shop, for handbags, small goods, and planner pages. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you back here next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.